In this video, I will show you how you can create your first thumbnail in free Davinci Resolve. I'm not gonna discuss how the thumbnail should look like. This will be more about how to create it, technical aspects. So basically, I strongly recommend to edit your video in Davinci Resolve. This is super fun, but if you prefer other video editors, I'll guide you here step by step how to make a thumbnail in Resolve, free version. So first you need to install it, of course. It's really simple and intuitive. I have a step-by-step tutorial here, link in the description. So once you're in File menu, go to Project Settings and make sure the timeline resolution in Master Settings is Full HD. This is the maximum resolution the thumbnail on YouTube can be. Okay, so once it's set, open Media Pool, and somewhere in Media Pool, right-click and choose New Fusion Composition. Doesn't matter the name and length because we're gonna create a still. So Create. Now drag and drop it to the timeline, like so. Okay, let me close the Media Pool. So right now, go to this tab, which is Fusion page. And let me close Inspector for the moment. So in the Fusion page, you're gonna see a single node media out. You're gonna probably see this navigation panel. If not, tap V to enable it. It's super handy. You're gonna see two preview screen. You can switch between single and double. I like to have double. This is preview screen number 1. This is number 2. And this is basically it, what you should know so far. Okay, so as a first step, place your media out on the right, somewhere on the right, because we're gonna compose your thumbnail on the left side of the media out. And to begin, just drag and drop background node. So you can take it from this panel and connect it with your media out. Media out is basically the final result. So to connect it, just drag the output and connect it with this yellow triangle. And this is what you get, a black background. And this is previewed on the screen number 2 because this white dot is here. If you click that one on the left, you can preview media out on both screens or just on the left and so on. You can also tap 2 on keyboard or 1 to enable and disable this preview. Okay, so let me open Inspector right now. Oh yeah, let's organize it like so we can see the whole composition. So now if I select my background node, I can set different controls and so on. So right now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make it transparent instead of black. So I will drag alpha to 0. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna compose the thumbnail on this line. Everything that is on the left, it's below, and everything that's on the right is above. Let me quickly show you. For instance, let's take a text node and put some text in it. I can see the result because I'm not previewing the text node anywhere. So I can preview it on the left screen, on the left preview screen. So tap 1 and I can see that this is my text node. I can further customize it, increase the size, boldness, maybe tracking a bit. Let's make it bigger. I got a separate video about Text Plus node where I discuss in details almost all the features it has, the shading tab, layout, and so on. So I strongly recommend to see it if you want to deep dive to Text Plus node. Right now, we're gonna quickly create a text for our thumbnail. So as you've seen, I've put some text in the text field. Let me change the color, maybe to blue. I change the size, the tracking. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna switch to shading tab and I'm gonna select the second element and I'm gonna enable it. So this is only a red outline of our text. I will change the color to white and maybe that's it. I don't want to go too far with this text plus possibilities. But you got the idea. You got a text now, which customization is almost endless. And now I want to compose it on our line between background and media out. So the media out displays our text. To do that, just quickly drag the output of the text node and place it on top of the output of the background node. It will create a merge node, and right now in our media out we can see the thumbnail text. Okay, so if I put anything on the left of this merge node, it will be under this text node. So for instance, let me grab a graphic. I got here Davinci Resolve logo, and then preview on the left. You can also drag and drop it directly from your folder. You don't need to have it in your media pool. You just drag and drop it into the nodes panel, and it will create a node representing the your object, your graphic. Okay, so I have my graphic previewed on the left preview, and I'm gonna now merge it right after my background node. And as you see, this is under my text because it's on the left. And how you can move around this graphic. Let's say we want to change its location here. So to do that, you simply select your object, in our case the graphic, and click this icon which says transform. That will automatically connect a transform node here. And in the inspector, you can change its center point, size, angle, and so on. And you can also, let me delete this transform node. I'm gonna show you something else. Let's delete it. So with your graphic node selected, open selection tool, so tap shift space. That will open a select tool window like that, where you can search for all the tools available in Fusion. And we're gonna search for DVE and add. What the DVE node can do is it's more like transform node, but you can also rotate it in 3 axes, so it looks more 3D-ish. And a Z move, you can move it towards or outward, like so. You can also change the center parameter if you wish, and so on. So you get a lot of possibility to place your image, your picture, and rotate, center it as you wish. Now, I think I want this thumbnail be higher, so you can do it in Layout tab, or you can also add a transform node underneath and correct the center parameter, like so. Okay, let's try to add shadow to this text. It's very simple. Just select the transform nodes and open selection tool again. Search for drop shadow node and add. And as you see, we got a nice shadow beneath. You can also do it in text node itself. So let me drop this shadow and go back to text node, and in the inspector, go to shading and enable element number 3. And you can further customize it as well. So let's try to add a nice frame to our thumbnail, and we want to place it on top of it. So we need to merge it on the right, somewhere here. To create a simple frame, just drag and drop a rectangle mask from here. Set its width and height to 1. Take another background node, mask it with this rectangle mask. So take the output of the rectangle and connect it with the blue input. Let me preview it. This background on the left, it's black. Let's change its color to blue, maybe. And now in the rectangle mask, uncheck solid and increase border width. And of course, we need to merge it to our composition, like so. And boom, we got our thumbnail with a nice blue frame. Another cool feature is the gradient option in background node. So instead of a solid color, you can switch to gradient or even foregradient. Let's choose foregradient. And you can specify 4 colors for 4 corners. So in here we got blue on the top right. Let's say we wanted to have white. On the bottom left, we want, I don't know, let's say something like orange, and in here let's do it maybe blue as well. Okay, so the frame is ready. Now let's correct this picture with our DVE. Let me correct it so it does not touch our frame. Let's say we want it like that. So let's add a background node right now. So take another background node. Let's make it white, for instance, and merge it. So you get white background. You can also add a background on top of this logo, but below this text. So we need to place it in between here. So let me take another background node. Let's make it gradient this time. And preview. Let me preview what I'm doing on the left. So this is my background. And what I want to do is I want to make it transparent and vertical. So I need to correct this line. So I need to make this line vertical like so. You can change the size of the preview by holding Ctrl and scrolling with the mouse if you wish. Okay, so let's do it like so. And I want to change, instead of white here, I want to have it black. So I selected this triangle here, representing my second color of the gradient, and I switch it to black. Okay, let's try to merge it. This is what it gives us. We get a nice gradient that looks like that on top of our logo, but below our text. Okay, let's try to add another text, but still below our frame. This is our frame, so I need to move it to the right a bit. Let's merge it already. And let's say this is step by step. Increase the size. But this time in shading tab, we can enable second element and disable the first one. So it only gives us a red outline. You can change the color, of course, to whatever you like. Let me make it bigger. And you can add a glow to the text, for instance. So select the text node, open selection tool, search for soft glow and add. And now you can, in soft glow node, you can further customize the glow, the gain, and so on. Of course, this is not a perfect thumbnail. This is not even close to perfection, but I just want to show you how you basically compose a thumbnail, how those nodes works, how you overlap one on each other. This is, of course, very basic knowledge.
Silence! I can't take this shit no more.
To export this as a JPEG file, you need to go back to Edit page, and from the File, Export menu, choose Current Frame as Still. Choose the location and click Export.